It's time for another quick look at the Premier League going into Game Week 25. Beginning with the title and UEFA races. There aren't too many teams left that have a realistic shot at the title. While everyone except Southampton is still mathematically alive, the odds of anyone in the bottom 14 being able to overcome their current point deficit and pass up all of the top teams are between slim and none. Projected mark for those chasing to have a chance is around 85 points. So those that can't reach that, even if they were to win out, are realistically out. As for UEFA qualification, most teams are still alive, but that list will be shrinking rapidly in the coming weeks. Currently looking at around 68 points to aim for to be in the top 4. On top of the table, Liverpool now has a 7-point lead. And sorry, I had some automation that I hadn't planned for makeup games and adjustments to the schedule. So their last game was a tie with Everton. They are close to a 3-4 mathematical shot to win the title and approaching a certainty for UEFA. And with some more adjustments to their schedule, their next 3 are against the Wolves. A Week 29 game against Aston Villa has been sandwiched in Manchester City. Arsenal beat Manchester City to stay somewhat close, but 7 points back gives them just a 15% chance of the title, but edging closer to a UEFA spot, 86% for that. They will get to beat up on Leicester this week to put some more points on the table. Nottingham Forest regrouped after a loss to Bournemouth by beating Brighton. Still dreams of a title are slipping, 6%. In decent shape for UEFA, 7 and 10. Have more tests coming up with Fulham, Newcastle, and Arsenal. Chelsea jumped back up to the 4th spot with a victory over West Ham, while Manchester City and Newcastle lost. Title hopes holding at a mere 1%. UEFA chances a bit above 4 and 10. Brighton up next. Manchester City, with the loss to Arsenal, is all but out of the title race and now 2 points down for UEFA. Big game against Newcastle to stay in the mix. Newcastle's fate might be decided in the next 3 games. Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, and Liverpool. They could come out of that in prime shape for a UEFA spot or be completely out of the picture. Bournemouth lost to Liverpool, but as I mentioned last time, they now have completed their games against 4 of the top 6 teams. So they do have on paper a favorable schedule to make a run for at least UEFA, starting with Southampton and the Wolves coming up. Before moving on, if you're playing Fantasy Premier or in almost any sports league really, and want to get all sorts of geeky data on it, check out the PlayoffComputer App for either Android or iOS. It is what is being used here for the calculations. And now for those win challenge teams, let's take a look at the race for safety. Southampton beat Ipswich to preserve some hope for a miracle to escape relegation. Still 10 points from safety as it stands gives them just a 3% chance to do so. That loss kept Ipswich on a downward spiral and lowered their chances of safety to 3 and 10. Leicester went back to losing and is on the wrong side of the dividing line at the moment. Arsenal probably not going to help them out. The Wolves, with a win over Aston Villa, are on the good side of the line by a whole 2 points. Good enough for about 50-50 chances to avoid relegation. And for what it's worth, the computer says the top 7 teams are all realistically safe from relegation. And watch for this list to grow dramatically in the next couple of weeks. It is still mathematically possible for Liverpool to be relegated, but that chance should officially disappear this weekend unless things go completely wonky. That's it for now. Enjoy your day.